Moin Moin and welcome to Raus Foto-Bude. Yeah, today I'm out of office and I'm at the company Olympus because Olympus announced a new camera, one of the OM-D series. You know, there's the OM-D E-M10, that's the oldest OM-D. Last year they came out with the OM-D E-M10, the professional. And now we have the smallest of the OM-D series, that's the E-M10. Yeah, that's the camera. It's equipped with a 16 megapixel micro four thirds sensor. It's the same like the one in the E-M5, but with no low pass filter. So the low pass filter is away, so we have I hope we have a little bit more details in the pictures than with the E-M5. But it's not the same chip like in the E-M1. So we have only the contrast autofocus, not the face detection autofocus like in the E-M1. The E-M1 is the Pro model for the 4/3 lenses. So this is the entry model of the OM-D series, so it's only equipped with the face detection, but it has a fast processor of the E-M1, so we have the advantage of the fast shutter lag, 8 pictures per second. Yeah, so it's still the entry model, but it's well equipped and we have a lot of functions which we have also in the bigger models E-M5 and E-M1. So let's have a closer look to the camera. We have a new lens also which comes in the kit. That's the 12 to 42 millimeter motor zoom lens. And if you have a closer look, it's very, very small. It's a very nice pancake lens. You can get it in black or in silver, depends on the camera. This one is the silver model, so two different kinds, silver and black. The quality should be exactly the same like the old 12 to 42 millimeter lens. One nice feature, we have an automatic lens cap, so if you start the camera, the lens cap will open and it looks like this. So that's a real nice feature, the automatic lens cap. I like this one very much. If we come to the dials and the buttons, when we look at the top of the camera, you see it's almost the same layout like in the other OM-Ds. We have the program dial here and the two dials here for the different functions like aperture and shutter speed. You can customize this like in all the other OM-Ds. You have the setup menu where you customize almost every function of the camera. On the back side, we have the large LCD screen, 1 million pixel, and yes, you can tilt it up to 90 degrees up and 45 degrees down. Very clear picture. It's the same like in the other OM-D, so you have a real nice picture. And yes, again, it's a touch screen with touch focusing and touch shutter release. So really the same. They did not downgrade the EM10 artificial. It's still a full equipped camera, so that's real nice. Next feature, we have the first OM-D which have this. We have a built-in flash which pops out here. I like this very much because if you're a starter in photography, you don't want to buy an expensive flash. And in not every, but in most scenes, a pop-up flash is enough for fill-in flash or for small rooms or stuff like that. So I like this very much that you have now a built-in flash and you don't have to buy an extra flash or put an extra flash on the camera. But for sure, you have the option to put an extra flash on the camera, but it's not an accessory shoe, it's only a normal flash shoe, so you don't have the accessory shoe like in the bigger OM-Ds where you can put an external microphone or stuff like that on. No, it's just an flash shoe. The layout on the back side, we have the four-way dial and the different buttons. That's exactly the same layout as you have it in the other OMDs. And yes, this is not a dial, it's a four-way button. But you have the two dials here on top, so I think that's absolutely enough. What else do we have? We have a 3-axis stabilizer. It's not a 5-axis stabilizer like in the EM1. It's a 3-axis stabilizer, but still it works. It gives you 3.5 f-stops up, so it still works very fine, and it's still a real good choice to have this stabilizer in the camera. We have built-in Wi-Fi. And there we have a new function, but no, two new functions. First, it comes with the new app. I think the update for iPhone was yesterday or today. There's one real nice function which I like very much. You have a remote, remote shutter release. You had this before, but when you go to the remote control with the iPhone, the camera shuts off. So you have only the picture in the iPhone, and you have only a few options which you can change in the iPhone settings. You can change the different programs, and you can change the different art filters and stuff like that. So you have only real few options which you can choose in the smartphone. With the new iPhone app, you have the option to use the iPhone only as a remote control to release the camera. So you can make every setting still on the camera. The display, you see the picture on the display. You can change the program. You can change art filters. You can change exposure. You can do everything on the camera like usual. You can set it up on a tripod and make a macro setting with the camera. And when you're ready with a setting, you just press the shutter release on the iPhone, and the camera makes the pictures immediately. And I think this is a real big advantage, because if you make macro photography, you won't make the picture just in the right moment when the butterfly or something else comes to your flower, and you want to control the camera still on the display, and you want to control it, and that's the big advantage of the new function. You can make everything still on the camera. You have all options on the camera, but you have a shutter release, a remote control on your iPhone to make the picture. I like this one very much. And the next point, you have the option with the power zoom or motor zoom lenses to change the focal length also on your iPhone, so you can move the motor of the zoom from your iPhone and change the focal length. That's also a new function. What else do we have? You know, the long time exposure, the live bulb of this camera, where the pictures grows on the display when you make a long time exposure, so you can see how the picture grows and grows and grows on your display. The new function is the live composite function. What means live composite? You make a long time exposure, maybe of a skyline in a city, and you have the black sky above the skyline, you have the stars, and the problem is, if you make a real long time exposure, the buildings, the lights of the building are overexposed, and the dark sky is underexposed, or you won't see anything in the dark sky. You won't see the stars, even the stars. And so the new function helps you to make this perfect, because the new function works like this. When the camera see that the skyline is perfectly exposed, so it stops exposing the skyline and only exposes the black sky. So the result is you have a perfectly exposed skyline, and you have the stars above the skyline. If the exposure is like 60 minutes or 2 hours, you will see the stars, how they go, how the way of the stars go in circles around the skyline. So that's a real nice function, and I can't wait to check how this will work, and can't wait to check how the pictures will look like if I use the live composite long time exposure option of the new camera. We still have the art filters. I can show you the art filters here. We still have the art filters, which you may know. You have the art filter bracketing and all the other bracketing options. You have the composing function. That's the one here. We have the composing function. And there are, there are some more functions, I think. Yes, I will show you here. We have like now 4 functions. Before we have 3. We had 3 functions. Here's one more composing function in the new EM10. For sure, we have PASM, iAuto. We have the movie function, full HD movies you can do. What else do we have? We have the scene mode. We have the different scene modes. Here we are. So you can change between the different scenes. That's also like in the big OMDs. So they downsized really only a few features of the big OMDs and packed this stuff in this small camera. And I like this very much because some of the factories or the companies downsize the small models artificial, so they put some functions out of the camera to make the step to give the customer the opportunity, or not the opportunity, to downsize because they miss one of the main functions. But here Olympus didn't do that. They equipped the EM10 with all the interesting stuff, and everything you need is really in the camera. What else do we have? We have an electronic viewfinder. The resolution of the electronic viewfinder is 1.4 million pixels. It's not on the same level, talking about the resolution, like the EM1. The EM1 comes with 2.4 million pixel in the viewfinder, but the viewfinder of the EM10 is a real large viewfinder, 100% view field you have, and it's a real fast viewfinder. So you have 120 frames per second, and you have almost no lag between the original picture and the picture you will see in the viewfinder. So that's real amazing if you make some tests with your hand snipping or clapping, and you look through the viewfinder and look. In my opinion, there's almost no lag between the real time and the picture you will see in the electronic viewfinder. Menu, I give you a short look to the menu. If you know the Olympus menu, for sure the menu of the EM10 is exactly the same. It's now in German, but I think you will see how the menu works. And here we have the individual setup of the menu, and you see there are also the same points, and a lot of points you can change the setting of the camera. So also here, no downgrading, no downsizing. Olympus gives you the full functionality of the big OMDs. Said before, new lens, touchscreen, tilt monitor, viewfinder 1.4 million megapixel, 16 megapixel sensor without the low pass filter. One really nice thing they have, that's a grip you can put on the EM10. It's not a battery grip, and it's not a grip with an extra shutter release button for our portrait mode. But one thing is very tricky, because when you put the grip on the camera, you won't come to the battery and SD card compartment. But Olympus did a very good job, because you have here a small release button, and if you put move the release button, you can remove the grip in a second, and you get access to the battery and SD card compartment, and in exactly the same way you put the grip on the camera, just like this, and here we are, we have the grip. Again, it's very easy, just release the button here and you can remove the grip, and exactly in the same way you can put the grip on the camera. So that's a real nice feature, because I have real big hands, and for me the EM10 would be a little bit too small because the height is real low. I can show you and compare it to the EM5, which I have here, and here you see the EM10. It's a little bit lower and a little bit more compact than the EM5. Yeah, so I think that's a real interesting camera. In Germany, the price is 799 euro, including the new 12 to 42 millimeter lens. I don't know what the price will be in other countries, but in my opinion, that's a real fair and a real good price for a camera like this, equipped with all the stuff you get in the OM-D EM5 and EM1. You have the real good picture quality. You have nice lenses. They bring out the new 25 millimeter lens. That's this one here. You see, 25 millimeter lens. That's a real nice lens. We have the 12 millimeters, the 75 millimeter lens. So we have a lot of good lenses. Also the lenses from Panasonic, from the G series lenses from Zeiss. So you have lots of lenses you can use with top quality. And I think that's a real good camera in the entry level, and the price is real nice for customers who think about to go in the high quality system camera or mirrorless camera systems. So well-equipped camera, nice features, and I think there's everything in the camera you need to make real good pictures, and everything is in the camera to have a real nice package to start in the mirrorless photography with top quality. By the way, ISO setting goes from ISO 100, so you have a low ISO setting here in the EM10, up to 25,600 ISO, so you have also a real good and a real wide range for the ISO setting. Yeah, so that's the new OM-D E-M10, and there are two other new products which Olympus showed here. That's a super zoom camera, SP100EE, 50 times zoom. 50 times zoom goes from 24 millimeter up to 1200 millimeter. And there's one real nice feature in the camera. You have the art filters and stuff like that, the usual Olympus things you have, but there's a real nice feature, and that's I don't know the English word. It's yeah, you can I can show you what it means. You have a point where you can look to the scene, and it's like on a gun, the thing on the gun, on top of the gun. The idea behind this is, if you go with a 50 times zoom and look through the viewfinder and you lost your subject in the viewfinder, you won't find it. You have to move the camera from your eye, and if you look to the control monitor and look through the control monitor, it's very difficult to follow like a bird or stuff like this. And therefore this red dot is because you see there the red dot, and you can look through this part here on top of the camera and follow the subject very, very clear and very nice, and press the shutter release when you have the perfect point, and you will get it on the camera. So it's a real nice feature. I have to check out how this will work outside, and how it will work if you'd want to take pictures of birds or fast-moving things like race cars or stuff like that. But it's a real nice feature, and I think it's a good help to work with a 50x zoom in a camera like this. Third new product is the follow-up of the Tough series. The Tough series is the outdoor series and all-weather series. You can throw the camera out of 2 meters. It's safe against rain, snow, water, dust and stuff like that. You can use it down to below 0 Celsius, and so this is a real nice camera. So what's the new feature? The new feature comes here. We have a turnable monitor. It's the first outdoor camera with a turnable monitor like this. I like this one very much because it gives you the opportunity to take pictures of yourself down in the water or in the snow or under the shower or anywhere you want it. I like this one very much. It comes with a 5x zoom, and it starts from 21 millimeters. That's also real nice. 21 millimeter. That's a real nice focal length for panorama pictures, and underwater it's also a real good choice, 21 millimeter. And it's the usual tough quality of the Olympus camera. So nice feature, turnable monitor, and 21 millimeter the beginning focal or the minimum focal length. So these are the two compact cameras from Olympus, the new compact cameras. But again, the highlight is the OM-D E-M10, the new entry-level system or mirrorless camera of Olympus, fully equipped with all the stuff the big OMDs have, a little bit smaller, and a real competitive price with the new lens. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my presentation of the new cameras. If you like my presentation, please give me a like here and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In my Flickr account you will see lots of test pictures from other cameras, and as soon as I get the EM10 you will also see test pictures and a lot of pictures of the EM10 on my Flickr account. So hope you enjoyed it. Come back to my YouTube channel in the next days. You will find some more videos, some new cameras you will find too. Yeah, thanks for watching me, and till now I say, as every time, moin moin.